Hi students, Cynthia Nitch here, wanting to cover how to complete a MindTap Word 2 project. Your projects take a little bit more time than the trainings, so I want to kind of go over that. But before we do a MindTap Word project, a Word 2 project, you start from scratch, like a blank Microsoft Word document, and you do what they had asked you to do. But I would like for you to do some housekeeping before we get started. So I recommend that you create a folder on your desktop and name it like CSIT 110 projects, so that when you can download the actual project and you save it on your desktop. Some of you it'll automatically download to your download folder, but I think that's kind of poor practice. So if you got used to it, you would download it and then grab it from the download folder and copy and paste your project into a folder on your desktop. Also, on this Word project too, most of you are going to want to just skip right to the project. But I always recommend to do the training first, even if you're just watching and observing the training and not like actively applying what they're asking you to do. It's just a really nice review. So you notice that Word project or the Word 2 training isn't in here because it's not assigned. But to see it, you could go to the global link here. And once you go to that global link, it'll take you to MindTap. And you'll notice in MindTap that I do have, whenever I have a project, I also have the training. So under Word, if you see, I have the training, which doesn't count for a grade, but you can open it and do it. And then this is the one, it says, I'm sorry, that's Word 1, I'm sorry. Word 2 is. So your training's a practice and your project counts for a grade. So I highly recommend you just mess with the Word training for a little bit. And you don't have to do all the steps of the training, just watch it. Every step, go and do and observe. And then get ready to do the textbook project. So when I click on the textbook project, one of the things I want to clear up for you is you can do this project on an Apple/Mac. It's just not compatible with the Microsoft Office for Mac. Okay, so most of you will download the Microsoft Office from the MiraCosta website, and then that will be an Office for Windows, but you're using a Mac. So you're fine if you have Macs. There's no problem with getting your work done. Okay, so you can check these things out too. So when I click Start, you're going to see kind of 3 panels. And the first panel is downloading your document. When you download this document, then you want to switch it into your folder eventually on your desktop. But it has a key, like a student key to it. So when you download this and you work on it and complete it, you actually need to download the folder, or I'm sorry, the same file that you downloaded in order for it to get graded. So you got to kind of make sure if you restart a couple of times, you have to keep kind of with the same download, right? So don't, like let's say this is your, like, it's kind of hard to explain, but this has to be attached when you download so that the key matches, okay? So hopefully that's not too confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and click download and open it. And then here is my instructions, right? And so when I'm done with this, completed it all, I would have to rename it and then go find it on my desktop and publish it or upload it. This little thing looks a little different because I've completed mine. So I did it before. I'm going to show you. So here is my saved file. I can recover this save file once it's uploaded into MindTap, and I can make those changes here. I already submitted it for a grade, so I can go to grade summary and look at it, but you guys haven't submitted it, so you won't have this just yet. Okay, so when I click on this, it's going to take it to the download, and then I go to download and put it in my folder. And then I'm going to go ahead and open that. So give me a second and I'll get that done. Okay, so now I'm going to click on my research paper, or I'm sorry, my instructions for the research paper. And I'll make that really big. Okay, so we're doing a project research paper, which I think you'll get a lot out of, especially if you need to write a bunch of papers in, at MiraCosta or another, or at your job or something. It's kind of nice to know these things. And obviously we're just doing it once, so it's going to take some time for practice, but at least you kind of know it's there. And if you ever needed help with any of this, you could always just Google it or YouTube it and see what others have done. Okay, I'm not going to go through this because you can read it. I'm just going to do the practice part of it. So I hope that you do read this or scan it so you know what's going on. So we're going to go ahead and change document settings for this project. So I'm going to switch. This is my blank, and I'm going to bring this over here. So let's see, let me bring this. Okay, so this is my new document. Obviously, I'll have to go in and rename it when I publish it, but this is what it looks like for now, right? And then I'll just kind of read the instructions from here, and so that you can see what we're doing. So on this instruction, it says to start Word and specify settings. So what they just simply want to do is put a little, it's already kind of on the default for me, but they want to do this paragraph show and hide. And you learn that in chapter 1. So, and they want to just verify that you're going to use normal as your style. So I'm going to click on normal. They want me to go ahead and make my screen like really wide, but I don't like to work with a wide screen, so I'm just going to kind of keep it the way I have it now. And that's all they wanted you to do for that first step. Kind of funny, huh? So they are asking to do that normal style. There's other styles that you can use when you're doing your own paper, but right now it wants to do it this way. And what you can do on a style is you actually can modify it to have specific formatting, right? So I can say, like, instead of formatting it in Calibri, I can do Times New Roman or make it a different size of font. So let's see what they want to do. So what they want to change, they want to keep it normal. They want to change this to Times New Roman, and they want to change the font size to 12, and they want to keep this option. So we're good. So we're going to make this normal style to be Times New Roman 12. I think they want double space, but they haven't. It says font size. I think that's kind of it. Let's see what the next one is. Are they going to ask for that? Let me just see if that says to close after we're done with that. And then we click OK. So that was quick. All right, so now the next instruction, it's 2-2D, is adjusting line and paragraph spacing. So what they want us to do now is just go to this little line spacing here, and they want it to be 2, okay? I think that's it for that. That's kind of easy. Then the next one is to remove space after the paragraph. So you would just go into this here again, and you would say remove space after the paragraph. And that's how you do that. So the next one is to update a style to match the selection. So that's really easy too. You would just click on this. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to choose to update normal to match selection. So let's just read that so you know what that is, because it's super easy what we just did. To ensure that all paragraphs in the paper will be double spaced and do not have space after the paragraphs, you want the normal style to include the line and paragraph spacing changes made in the previous two steps. The following steps update the normal style. All right, so we'll do it. So update normal style selection. So that's really easy, so let's move on. So we're going to create a header. So a header is on top, right, and it's kind of like sectioned off. And you can have different things on your header, like you can have on your first page, you can have your last name, and then on the second page you can have a certain title. So you can change your headers. It's very flexible. So I'm going to do a header here. To insert a header, they want us to click on the insert tool up here, and they want to choose header. So I'm going to click there. And they want us to choose the blank one. So I'm going to select the blank one there. And I'm going to, then what they would like for me to do, it says click the blank header to switch from the document text to the header, insert placeholder text to the header. So we kind of already did it. It's really easy. It's a lot of words, but if you kind of get into it, it's not that hard. So what they want us to do is on this header here, they want us to go all the way and align right. So I'm going to go to home, and I'm going to choose align right to sit here. And what they want to do eventually on that is to type the research. This is like a research paper, and the author's last name is Yazzie. So I'm just going to click on it to make it gray. And then I'm going to type in Yazzie, and that's the person's last name. And then they asked me to put a space right after it. Okay, so it says, and then press the space bar to enter the last name in the header. So that's what I did. To insert page numbers. So we're going to have like Yazzie and then page 1. So they want me to click the header ribbon again and click on page number. So I'm going to go ahead and go to header and footer, insert. Actually, I can kind of go right here and it would show it. So they want me to choose page number here. And it says click the page number button. Point to the current position on the page number menu to display the current position. Okay, so here we go. Let's just do this all. It says click header and footer tools design on the ribbon to display the header footer tools design tab. So I'm going to click here. And then it says click the page number button to display the page number menu. So I'm going to click here, and I'm going to go to page number menu. Then what they want me to do is click on the page number button, and says to display the page number. Click header and footer, did it. Click to the page number button to display the page number menu. Okay, so there's your menu. Point to current position on the page number menu to display the current position gallery. Okay, and what they want is that plain number. So I'm going to click there. So they just want Yazzie, and if you can see, it just comes out as a plain, number. So now I'm going to move on, and the next thing is to close the header, which is really easy, right? You just click there. All right, so that's that one. And then the next step they want us to do is type the research paper text. Okay, so I'm moving over, and they want me to enter the name and course information. So with an insertion point position is shown, type Nina Yazzie as the student name and then press enter. So what they want right here is they just want me to type in a student's name that they give you, press enter, and then Mr. Make sure you get these spelled right because they'll count it as wrong if your spelling is wrong. Slobovnik, and then English 101, and then October 6, 2021. I forgot the little comma. Okay, so that's what they want on that. They just want to enter name and course information. Okay, we did that. So the next thing we do is to click and type. So it says, position the pointer to the center of the document in approximate location for research paper title until a centered icon appears below the I-beam. So when you click here, if I click just randomly in the center here, do you see how this little I-beam looks like it's in this center? With below the letter I is like 1, 2, 3, 4 little like lines, and it's showing that those lines are going in the center. So I can click on it and let go, and it's going to take me there. So that's my center. And so the center icon, they want me to type the title. And so I'll show you a little trick. I'm just going to highlight the title in the instruction, and I'm going to copy it. So I can right click copy. Then I go to my middle here, right? And I can right click and I do paste, keep text only. And that'll make things look really good. So that's all I need to do there, and I don't have to type. I think typing just takes a while, and sometimes you accidentally type something wrong and that could get you that part wrong. So I would suggest you do that instead of typing stuff in. Okay, to format text using a keyboard shortcut. So what it wants us to do is follow the steps to left align a paragraph using the keyboard shortcut Control Left. Press Control Left to the left align the current paragraph, that is the paragraph containing the insertion point. So I can, if I press enter here, I can do Control on my keyboard, CTRL, and the letter L, and did you see how it changed? So it went all the way to the left. Pretty easy stuff. To display the ruler, I usually have the ruler displayed all the time, so it's kind of the default. But if it isn't displayed, you would click ruler here and it would show that. Okay, the first line, indent paragraph. So this is, we just want, whenever we're typing the first line of any of the paragraphs that we're using here, it's going to have an indent. And I don't normally would read the paragraph, but this one I would because it makes sense on what's happening. So this top one it's going to navigate where the paragraph will start. Okay, so I think it's better that I read it so it's not so confusing. But it says, if you're using a mouse, you can use a horizontal ruler to indent just the first line of a paragraph, which is called a first line paragraph. The left margin on the ruler contains 2 triangles. So they're talking about these triangles here above the square. The first line indent marker is the top triangle right here. And then the hanging indent, which we'll talk about later, is this bottom one. So whenever I want to start a new paragraph, I can get this little top part. Be careful that you just get the top part. And I'm going to put it at 0.5. So it's always going to indent that first paragraph, and then the rest will be a regular line down the page. So hopefully that makes sense to you. All right, so in this step, they want us to type some content. So like I said, I'm gonna click copy, and I'm right here, right? And I'm gonna choose paste to keep text only. So you see how that automatically gives me that paragraph indent because I have this here. Okay, so my next one is to autocorrect as you type. So they have us type some words, but then do that last word incorrectly. So I'm going to go ahead and go to right click. I already copied it, so I'm going to right click it and paste it. And see how that TEH is incorrect? It should be the. So it wants you to show you that it could do in auto word spacing. So if I press my space bar, it'll correct it. I hope you could see that. So they go on to show you how to do an auto correct option. Yeah, so this part kind of isn't, I'm just going to read it. It says the following steps illustrate the autocorrect option. So I already showed that to you, but point to the small blue box to display the autocorrect option button. Click on autocorrect option button to display the autocorrect options. So check this out. There's like, see that little blue box? You guys see that little blue line when I point to it? Then if I right click on it, actually I don't want to right click on it. I want this little box right here to show up. And then it says control autocorrect options. And then I could go in here and do some options on what I want to autocorrect all the time. If I correct 2 initial capitals or a capitalized first letter on sentences. So it'll do all these things as an autocorrect. They don't have you do anything. They just want you to show it to you, but they have us do an autocorrect in another word through the backstage. So I'm just going to press OK so you can see that. So I'm on the next one, and it's to create an autocorrect entry. And so what that wants us to do is just go do it for like the overall sake of your Microsoft Word and how you want to do autocorrect. So I'm going to go down to options here, and I want to go to proofing, and I want to choose autocorrect options. And this looks familiar, right? So they want us to practice and type in a word. They want us to type in computer but misspell it. So COMPUTER. And whenever someone types that, they want to correct it, autocorrect it as computer. So obviously you can add things and make sure you know, I never do it because I think like Microsoft Office has it kind of down where you don't even need to do this, but they show it to you. Okay, so the next one is the autocorrect dialog box. Oh, it just kind of gives you a breakdown of what I just said. And then now it's asking us to enter more text. So I'm just going to copy it like I did before. And then I'm going to go right to where I was. And I'm going to right click and paste A. So there it is. Okay, so they want me to make this a paragraph. So check this out. So at this level, I can just press enter and it automatically does that indent because we set that indent up here. Isn't that cool? All right, so spacing and punctuation is the next thing we need to talk about. So, well, let's see if they already talked about that. Yeah, no, they just talk about it. Spacing after punctuation. Because word processing documents are variable character fonts, it's often difficult to determine the printed document and how many times someone has pressed the space bar between sentences. Thus the rule to press the space bar only once after periods, columns, and other punctuations. Good to know. Okay, citations. So when you're doing a research paper, you have to cite where you've heard, where you've got this type of research. So you can read that. And then what we need to do is change the bibliography style to MLA. So what we want to do is go to references, and we want to change it to MLA. I already have it as MLA, but these are the different types of the way MLA documents need to be done. And I have a paper, I have like a little list of what MLA requirements are, and it's in that module on the Canvas assignment. So if you were like, well, what are the specs of MLA? And I show that to you. But anyway, they want us to change that to MLA. So we already did that. And then they want us to insert a citation for a new source. So I have a book that I read, and I want to enter that information, but I definitely have to cite my source, right? So with the insertion point at the location for the citation, click the Insert Citation button. And so when they want us to do that, let me make sure. To insert a citation for a new, with the insertion point at the location for the citation. So they said go to figure 28. So let me look at figure 28 to see what that citation is. It's right after fingers, so they could have just said that, right? Okay, here we go. All right, so we want to go to reference. We're using reference a lot in this word too. So what I want to do is insert that citation, and I want to say add new source, and then I need to type in who the source is, right? So I have all these things. So let's look what they are. So I have an author, and the author is ZHAO, comma, SHEN space LI, little I. And the source is an article. There you go. And then the title, I'm just going to copy and paste it. And okay, so then it says, press the tab and then type in monthly medical and review on the periodical title. So I'm going to paste that. And then it says type 2021 as the year, and then July. And then the day, they just want to be number, it's like number of pages. Hold on a second. I think I don't want to go there. It says the day, so they just do the month. And then we do pages down here, and we do n.pg. And then on the medium, it's going to be web. Okay? So that's all that we need to do here. Make sure we get that correct. And that's creating our source. So please mark all in the Show All Bibliography Fields checkbox so that the Word displays all fields available. So I click on there. And this says, oh, so we have more. So look, I can scroll down and do more. So it says, click the year access text box, type 2021. So year is 2021. Press tab with it and type October. Okay. And then press tab and type 1 for the day accessed, October 1st. Okay, so let's see if that's done. Click OK to close the dialog box. There you go, easy. Okay. And then it says, press N to move to the insertion point to the end of the line if necessary, which also just deselects the citation. Press the period key to end the sentence. Alrighty, so I press, I don't know, it feels like it didn't go in, right? Oh, I have to insert it. Okay, so here we go. I insert that one that I just did, and then it says press end. So I go on my keyboard and there's one that's called end. So I click on end, and then I press the period key to end the sentence. So there you go. That's how you insert a citation. All right, to enter more text. So here we go. We have to do we press the space bar and we enter more text. So I'm just going to do right click. I already copied it, and then I click paste, and there's that. All right, so they just want me to save it just in case I lose all that stuff, right? That would be awful. All right, so now I'm going to do footnotes. So footnotes, to insert a footnote, the following steps: insert a note referencing the mark in the document at a location of insertion point and at the location where the footnote text will be typed. Why? You will insert a content note elaborating of the seriousness of tendinitis and carpal tunnel. Okay, so with the insertion point positioned as shown, I'll show it to you in a second. Insert a footnote button, blah, blah, blah. So what I need to do after this injury here, I want to insert a footnote. So I click on add footnote, and if you notice, it went right down there. And so at the bottom of the page where the footnote text will be positioned just below a separator line. So that's that separator line. Hopefully you guys can see that. And there's number 1, right? So what I want to do is I actually want to type in what, or, put in what they want me to put in the footnote. So I'm going to go ahead and right click copy. I'm going to go to my footnote here, and I'm going to right click and I'm going to say paste. And so that's what they are looking for here. And then press spacebar. So I just inserted that footnote. Okay, so moving along. So to insert a citation placeholder. So what they want to do is, earlier in this module, you inserted a citation and its source. In Word, you can also insert a citation without entering the source information. And why is that? Because sometimes you may not have to have the source information readily available. Okay, so with the insertion point position as shown, click the Insert Citation button. So let's see where that's shown. It makes me go back to 237, so give me a second. What is 237? It's right at, looks like it's at injuries, so we'll do it that way. Okay, so right at injuries, we're going to have there's a number 1 there. So why? To insert a citation placeholder. Okay, so here we go. So we're going to go and do that. So click Add New Placeholder. That is in Manage Sources. Okay, click Add Placeholder, and then type Clark in the tag. So let me just make sure I did that. I don't think I did that right. So what I want to do is to insert a citation placeholder, the following steps, the following steps, insert a citation placeholder in the footnote so that you can enter source information later. Okay, so it's at the footnote. With insertion point position as shown, click the Insert Citation button to display Insert Citation menu. Okay. Click Add Placeholder. All right, here we go. And that placeholder is Clark. Okay. So that's the placeholder. Click OK on the placeholder dialog box. So we just did that. Press the period key to the end. Press the period key to end the sentence. So period. Footnote text style. So we're going to do a footnote to modify a style using a shortcut menu. So what we want to do is the footnote text style specifies left align single space paragraphs with a 10 point. So they're going to just change it. So right click on the note, right click the note text in the footnote to display it. So I just right click on this. I wonder if I should zoom it for you guys so you can see it. Okay, so right click on that, and then it says, and then click, what does it say? Click style on the shortcut menu to display. Okay, so here goes style. So what they want on this style is to modify a button style display. Okay, click on the font size and change it to 12. So what we want to do is we want to go to modify, and we want to choose this 12. Click the double space button, so we want to double space it. Click the format button to display the format. Click the format button here, and we want to format, I think it wants to format the paragraph. Yep. So on that format paragraph, it says click paragraph on the format menu. We did that. Click special error, and we want to do first line. So we want to do just kind of what we did up here and make that little paragraph indented on the first line. Sorry. So we'll just try that and see what that looks like. So I'll just click OK, and then I'll click OK. See how they have the indent in the first line? So it looks pretty good. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to edit this source. Remember, we just put a placeholder, right? We didn't say anything about what he did, what kind of author. Was it a article? Was it a website? So now we're going to edit that. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to click apply, so that works. And then here, if I click on Clark, I can kind of choose this and say edit source. And then we're kind of back to where we were, but this is a new author, right? So what we want to do here is type Clark as the first author. Right? Let's see, and what is this? I think this is a book. Yeah, it's a book. So let's change it to book. And the title, because the source has two authors, we want to edit the name box. Okay, so it's Clark and this person named Addison. So type Clark in the first one. You know what? I think I need to, I just jumping the gun there, you guys. I need to go to edit and then type in Clark here. Okay, and then I'll press tab and put Addison. That's the first author, Clark Addison, and then his middle name is Lee. And then I add that, and then I do another one. So, and this author is Nadeer, tab, Aisha, tab, Sati, and I'm going to add her. So now I have two authors there. And I'm just going to click OK. All right, so now what I need to do is type in what the title of the text box of the book, title of the book basically. I'm going to Control C and then Control V on my keyboard, and then on the year I would do 2021, and then on the city I would do Boston, and then Lighthouse, publisher is Lighthouse Publishing, and then this is print, a book. All right, we're getting through it. And then I click OK. So now that changed right? So it's actually a co-author there. So we have that as a citation that's been changed. Pretty cool, instead of just a placeholder. Okay, to edit a citation. So we're going to, instead of on that citation of Clark, we're going to go ahead and put the page numbers of it, okay? So what I want to do is I want to edit that citation. So in MLA documentation style, if a source has page numbers, you should include them in the citation. So if necessary, click somewhere in the citation to be edited. So I click here, I'll right click on it. Click edit citation or citation option. Oh, cool. So look, this is what I'll do. I'll get out of that, click on here, and then I'll choose insert, and I will say, oh, I should do edit. So let me read that again. If necessary, click somewhere in the citation, done. Okay, click the citation option arrow to display the citation options. There you go. And so what I want to do is I want to go ahead and edit that citation. And I want to do pages 65 to 66. And I want to add the author and the title. Yep, and I click OK. All right. So that's what that looks like. Click OK and then press N to move. So N is just on my keyboard. It just wants me to go to the end. You could use your cursor to do that too if you wanted to. Working with footnotes and endnotes, I'll let you read that introduction and then we'll kind of just get to it. So on the footnote section, they want us to enter more text first. So position the insertion point after the note reference mark. Okay, we did that anyway. And then I'm going to highlight this stuff, and I'm not going to type it. I'm just going to copy it. So I'm right here, right? And then I'm going to go ahead and right click, and I'm going to do paste options. So people often listen to sounds from their computers and so forth. So that's kind of what they want me to do. All right, so quick one, it's really nice, is to count our words. This is so easy, the easiest step ever. So you just go down here, hopefully you can see it. If you go down here to the lower left, you just click on it and it says, these are the words you want. Do I want to include text boxes? Yes, and I click close. And it just tells me how many words I have on the document. 226. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, next. Automatic page breaks. So on this thing, we could do an automatic page break. So it kind of cuts it all the time here. So if it gets long, if you added another paragraph in here somewhere, then it would cut off at a particular point, regardless of it still like running. So I have this, I'll show you, there's a page break here, and I'll show you how it's done. I like page breaks. They kind of keep things clean. So it says, the next task is to type the remainder of the third paragraph, and you'll see that third paragraph skip down to another level. So I'm going to right click, copy it. I'm going to go right here, and I'm going to do a right click paste with the A. Keep text only. Do you see how there's this break here? So check this out. If I go in between, do you see that arrow at the bottom, like an arrow pointing to the bottom and an arrow pointing up in between the pages? If I double click there, look, it gets rid of it. And then if I double click again, you can see the space. So I don't know if you'd like, that's kind of cool how that works, but I usually like to keep it with that space and not just a line. But that's kind of how they show you how to do that. So it says, click the insertion citation button to display an insert citation menu. Oh, so it's asking us to do something else too. So to enter more text and insert a citation placeholder is the next thing we need to do. So the next task is to type the remaining of the third paragraph in the body of the research paper. The following steps enter the text and a citation placeholder, just kind of like the citation placeholder we did with this one. So here we go. So I want to, once I finish that, they want me to click the insert citation button at this end. So I click on here. I'm at the end, right? And I go insert citation, and I want to choose add new placeholder. And this placeholder, I don't have the information yet, but I know it's the author is Sanchez. So then I click OK. So I have another placeholder here, right? But I need to make sure I fill out what he is and what he's done when I edit that source. So click OK, I did it. Press a period key to end that sentence. So period, end the sentence. Okay, so we're good with that. So the next thing is to hide and show white space. That is, I just showed that to you. It's like that, and you go like this. So that's all that is. I don't know why they just didn't put those together. All right, so I want to edit this source, right? So obviously I click somewhere on it and I choose edit source, and this, you've seen this again, and so this edit source is another one. So I need, it's necessary type of source. Okay, so click the citation, we did it. If necessary, click the type of source. It's a website, so I'll click here and choose website. The author is Sanchez. You guys are going to get good at this. And then, comma, Jorge Mario. And then click on the name of the web page. So I'm going to just copy it because I don't like to type things. So I'll just paste it here. And then it says, click the year access text box. So it's not this year, you guys, it's this one. So make sure you type in 2021 there, and then it's October. Make sure you do the period on October. I got that wrong. And then on this date access, you want to do 1. Okay? Okay, done. That was good. All right, so now we're at to enter more text. So I just kind of copy this and paste it. Press N to position the insertion point at the end of that third paragraph. Okay, so I'll press End. And then I'll right click and I'll paste it. There you go. It wants me to save it. Okay, so next thing I need to do is to insert a page break. So I'll do a manual page break. Verify the insertion point in a position at the end of the text. Click insert on the ribbon to display this insert. So what I want to do an insert break because I'm done with my paragraph, and now I want to kind of get another page here to do my works cited. Okay, so it says click insert on the ribbon to display the insert table. So here we go. So insert, and then I'm down here at the very end and I just click page break. And so do you see how it just, like, this is it? And then I go all the way down and I have a new page. And that's because I'm going to do my works cited here. All right. Okay, so to apply a style. So really it's just normal again. This page is going to be normal as well. So I just click home and I choose normal. And did you see that little pop? It kind of sat right there. It was here, and then when I clicked normal, it came up there. So that's what we did. And so the next one is to center our text. So we're going to center a word called, or the title called word cited, right? And so I can just go to Control E, and it'll take me to the center. Watch this. Control on my keyboard, E. See how I went in the center? That's pretty cool, huh? And then I type in works cited, and then I press enter. Oops, they want cited with capital T, or capital C, press enter. And then I want to go control left. So I hold down my control key on my keyboard and do control and then L. See how that went there? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so now I'm going back. So to create a biographical reference list. Bibliography. How can I not say that? I want to make sure I'm thinking of two things here. So I want to insert this. So I'm going to go to reference and I need to go to bibliography. It's funny that I can't say it. And then I go to insert bibliography. Haha, isn't that nice? So I think that's done. That was so quick, right? Look at this. This worries me right here. See how that U? I need to go U. Okay, so let me just double check and see if that's right. It happened so fast. Okay, well, let's move on. All right, so proofreading and revising your research paper. We're almost done, isn't that great? Okay, so to edit a source using a source manager dialog box. So we're going to edit the source. We keep going to that reference tab, right, and doing some crazy stuff. So we want to edit a source to make some changes. So click the source you wish to edit in the current list. So it's this person at the very bottom. And then click the edit button. And then it says, in the periodical title text box, delete the word "and" from the title. So I guess I have to delete this. Just make sure there's a space there. Let me see if that's right. So it says, click the edit button in periodical title text box, delete the word "and." Oh, it's right. It's like "and review." So this one stays there and that one. Okay, well, let's see if that works. Hopefully, I think we did that right. Click OK. And we're good. And close. So instead of the word "and," it just is the monthly and medical. Oh, this one says "and review" though. It didn't, here, let me update it. There you go. There. All right, so we're to open a navigation pane. Ooh, this is good, you guys, because we're almost done. So on this one, it says to open a navigation pane. The next task is revising the paper is to modify text on the first page of the document. You'll want to insert another citation on the page. So click View on the ribbon here. And then place a check mark in the navigation pane checkbox. So I need to be somewhere really quick and I'm not there yet. Oh, here you go, navigation pane. So look, isn't this cool? So I'll let you guys read this stuff, but your headings, you can find specific headings if you type it in. You can look at specific pages, right? And then you can ask to find something and it'll find it for you. So let's go through the directions or instructions to see what they want. They want to go to a page. The next task is to revise the paper to insert a citation on the first page. So with the navigation pane open in the document window, if the Pages tab is not selected, click it to select it. So I'm going to click Pages. And then it says scroll if necessary, and then click the thumbnail of the first page in the navigation page to display it. So easy, right? So then it says click the close button in the navigation pane to close the pane. So I just press X or close. Okay, gosh, we're almost an hour. To insert a citation using an existing source. So I can click on that. It says position the insertion point at the location of the citation, and then position the insertion point at the location of the citation at the end of the 5th sentence in the 2nd paragraph before the period. So it's after the word keyboard. Here you go. Oh, before the, there you go. All right, click reference on the ribbon to display the reference. Click insert citation. Okay, so I'm going to go to reference and I'm going to insert citation. And which one do they want me to do? Clarkinator. So we do this one. And then voila, there it is. Okay, to move a citation, oh, that's kind of easy because you just grab it here. If you click on it, you just grab these 3 little dots and push it somewhere. So it says drag the citation all the way to injuries instead of there. So where's the injury? So here it is at keyboard, and they want to do here. So I'm going to grab it and then I'm going to put it, where do they want it? I think it's right there. They want it after or before the period. Drag the citation tab, which changes the insertion point as you drag to the location where the selected citation is to be moved. When you release the mouse button, the citation moves. Click outside the citation to deselect it. If necessary, delete the extra space to the left of the move citation. I think I did it okay, so we'll see. Oh, here's that extra space. You see that extra dot? Hold on, Control Z. I gotta find that extra space right there. There you go. That's so detailed, right? Okay, to find text, let me see where I'm at, because I don't know. I think this video is really long, so I think I might leave it off here and let you guys get those other things done, because they're pretty easy on there. But yeah, I think and having an hour video is a little too much anyway, but I just wanted to show it to you and see if that's going to help you, and then you just get used to reading the directions and getting them done. And then you'll be able to do the next project in Excel. So I'm going to just save this here. And you'll have to do some spelling and stuff like that, correction, but it's very easy. I already submitted mine and I made sure I renamed it in that folder that I kept it in. And then I went to grade summary to see what grade I got. And oh, this is the old one, but I had 86 out of 100 and I had to do some different changes to it. So that's kind of the old one. And then I did the changes to it and I got a 100. View all reports. Let's see what that says. So here it is. It would show me, I did it twice and I got an 86 on one, and then I turned around and got the 100. So let's see it. See what happens. Oh, here's my 100. Well, that's a long time ago. So let's see. 2025. I'd have to look at that report. I know it's getting late and I'm getting a little tired, but I will look at that report and post it too so that you guys can see it. All right, I hope this was useful. I know it was long, sorry, but I hope it was useful. Take care.